You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Please make sure you have smashed that like button and subscribe to our channel for new story. Story title, Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled in the countryside, lived a poor widow named Marjorie and her only son, Jack. Their humble home, though small, was filled with love and laughter. Their only valuable possession was a cow named Milky-white, who provided milk that Jack and his mother sold at the market each morning. This modest income sustained them, but their situation became dire when Milky-white stopped giving milk one fateful morning. "What shall we do? What shall we do?" cried Marjorie, wringing her hands in despair. "Cheer up, mother," said Jack with determination in his eyes. "I'll find work somewhere." "We've tried that before, Jack. No one would take you," she replied. "We must sell Milky-white and use the money to start a shop or something." Reluctantly, Jack agreed. "All right, mother. It's market day today. I'll sell Milky-white and see what I can do." Jack took Milky-white's halter and set off towards the market. As he walked along the winding path, he met a peculiar old man with a long white beard and a twinkle in his eye. "Good morning, Jack," said the man cheerfully. "Good morning to you," replied Jack, puzzled by how the man knew his name. "Where are you off to?" the old man inquired. "I'm going to the market to sell our cow," Jack explained. "Oh, you look like a clever lad," said the man. "I wonder if you know how many beans make 5. 2 in each hand and 1 in your mouth," Jack answered swiftly. "Right you are," said the man. "Here are the very beans themselves." He pulled out a handful of strange-looking beans from his pocket. "These are magical beans. If you plant them overnight, they'll grow right up to the sky." Jack's curiosity was piqued. "Really? You don't say so?" "Yes, indeed. And if it doesn't turn out to be true, you can have your cow back." After a moment's hesitation, Jack agreed. He handed over Milky-white's halter and pocketed the beans, then hurried back home. "Back already, Jack?" his mother said when she saw him. "I see you haven't got Milky-white, so you've sold her. How much did you get for her?" "You'll never guess, mother," Jack said with a grin. "These are magical beans. Plant them overnight and—" "What?" his mother interrupted, enraged. "Have you been such a fool as to trade our cow for a handful of beans? Take that!" She slapped him and threw the beans out the window. "Off to bed with you. Not a bite or sip until morning." Disheartened, Jack went to his small attic room. He felt sad and guilty for disappointing his mother. As he drifted off to sleep, he couldn't help but wonder if the old man had told the truth. The next morning, Jack awoke to an astonishing sight. Sunlight streamed through his window, yet part of the room remained in shadow. He rushed to the window and saw an enormous beanstalk that had sprung up overnight, stretching high into the sky. "The old man was right," Jack exclaimed. He quickly dressed and climbed out the window onto the beanstalk. Hand over hand, he climbed higher and higher until he reached the clouds. There, he found a long, broad road leading to a grand castle. Jack followed the road until he reached the castle. On the doorstep stood a giant woman, nearly as tall as the castle door. "Good morning, ma'am," Jack said politely. "Could you please give me something to eat? I'm terribly hungry." The giantess looked at him with surprise. "It's breakfast you want, is it? You'd better move along, or my husband will eat you up. He loves nothing more than boys broiled on toast." "Please, ma'am," Jack pleaded. "I've had nothing to eat since yesterday morning. I may as well be broiled as die of hunger." The giantess, seeing his desperation, took pity on him. "Come in, quickly," she said, leading him to the kitchen. She gave him a chunk of bread and cheese and a jug of milk. Jack was just starting to eat when the whole house began to tremble with heavy footsteps. "Goodness gracious me, it's my husband," she exclaimed. "Quick, hide in the oven." Jack jumped into the oven just as the giant entered. He was an enormous creature, with a fierce expression and a booming voice. "Fee-fee-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread," the giant roared. "Nonsense, dear," said his wife. "You must be dreaming. Perhaps you smell the scraps of that little boy you had for dinner yesterday. Go and wash up while I prepare your breakfast." The giant grumbled, but did as she suggested. Jack waited in the oven until he heard the giant snoring loudly after his meal. He crept out, grabbed a bag of gold from the giant's chest, and hurried back to the beanstalk. He climbed down as fast as he could and returned home with the treasure. "Look, mother, the beans were magical after all," he said, showing her the bag of gold. They used the gold to live comfortably for a while, but it wasn't long before the money ran out. Determined to improve their situation, Jack decided to climb the beanstalk again. Early one morning, he set off once more. He climbed and climbed until he reached the castle. This time, he waited until the giantess came out to fetch water, then slipped inside and hid in the oven again. The giant soon returned, and as before, he roared, "Fee-fee-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." His wife tried to reassure him. "You're imagining things. Eat your breakfast and calm down." After his meal, the giant demanded, "Bring me the hen that lays the golden eggs." His wife brought a beautiful hen and set it on the table. "Lay," commanded the giant, and the hen laid a golden egg. The giant soon fell asleep, snoring thunderously. Jack crept out of his hiding place and grabbed the hen. But as he ran towards the door, the hen cackled loudly, waking the giant. "Master, master," the hen cried. The giant sprang to his feet and chased after Jack. But Jack was quick and managed to reach the beanstalk. He climbed down swiftly, with the giant close behind. Jack reached the ground and called out, "Mother, bring me an axe!" His mother rushed out with an axe, and Jack began chopping at the beanstalk. The giant was halfway down when the beanstalk began to shake and quiver. With one final chop, Jack severed the beanstalk, sending the giant tumbling to the ground, where he perished. Jack and his mother now had the magical hen, which laid golden eggs on command. They lived well, but Jack's adventurous spirit was not yet satisfied. Jack's curiosity and desire for adventure led him to climb the beanstalk once more. This time, he decided to explore further into the giant's castle. He waited until the giantess left the castle and slipped inside, hiding in a large copper pot. The giant returned, and as usual, he roared, "Fee-fee-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." His wife tried to soothe him, but he was becoming more suspicious. "Bring me my golden harp," he demanded. The giantess brought a magnificent harp that played the most enchanting music. As the giant listened, he began to nod off. Jack, who had been listening intently, crept out of his hiding place and approached the harp. As Jack reached for the harp, it cried out, "Master, master!" The giant awoke and saw Jack. Furious, he chased him through the castle. Jack darted through the hallways, narrowly avoiding the giant's grasp. As he ran, he stumbled upon a hidden room. Inside, he found a beautiful princess, bound by an enchanted chain. "Please, help me," she cried. "I've been trapped here by the giant." Jack quickly freed the princess, and together they fled the castle. The giant, realizing what had happened, roared in anger and gave chase. Jack and the princess reached the beanstalk just in time. Jack helped the princess down first, then followed as quickly as he could. Once on the ground, Jack called for his mother to bring the axe. With a mighty swing, he chopped down the beanstalk, sending the giant plummeting to his doom. Jack introduced the princess to his mother, and they learned that she was a princess from a faraway kingdom, captured by the giant many years ago. Grateful for her rescue, she invited Jack and his mother to her kingdom. In the years that followed, Jack and the princess fell in love and married. They brought Jack's mother to live with them in the grand palace, where they all lived happily ever after, their days filled with joy, adventure, and the wondrous treasures from the beanstalk. And so, Jack's cleverness and bravery brought prosperity and happiness to his family, proving that even the most unlikely hero can achieve great things. If you like this story, please give this video a like. For more stories, go to bedtimedreamytales.com. See you in the next story.